mic is on mute.
Anushri, I think you should start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the time, yes, we are 2 p.m. now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone to their respective time zones. And a warm welcome to this inspiring event, Accelerating Women's Leadership and Economic Inclusion. Today, we gather here to discuss and in Gen 3's Global Leadership Dialogue, celebrating International Women's Day 2025 with a shared commitment to sustainability, gender equality, and economic empowerment for women. It's all about providing today's women with tools, opportunities, and resources needed to participate fully in economic life, making their own decisions and contributing to the broader economy in terms of access to education and training, entrepreneurship and business support, fair employment practices, legal and social protection, etc. It's an honor to be here among the esteemed speakers, panelists, and organizations who are shaping the future through their leadership and advocacy. We are privileged to have among us thought leaders and change makers who will share their insights on the intersection of gender, businesses, and sustainability. Janitri, a flagship initiative of the KRB Foundation, is committed to environmental sustainability and women's economic empowerment by promoting eco-friendly practices and supporting community-based environmental initiatives. The KRB Foundation helps protect natural resources and foster a sustainable future. Additionally, the foundation emphasizes the economic empowerment of women by providing skills training, microfinance opportunities, and entrepreneurial support. These programs enable women to start and grow their own businesses, contributing to their financial independence and the economic development of their communities. Through its holistic approach, the KRB Foundation strives to create a positive impact on both the environment and the women's lives. This event is proudly supported by esteemed organizations including MSME, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Royal Global University, Guwahati University, Costa Engineering, Wiki, Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Swastika the Bliss, Wish Life, TIMSI TIMSI, She Business Time, Sri Ramakrishna Degree College in Autonomous Body. Before we proceed, let us begin with a welcome message from Dr. Rumi Borah. I'd like to extend an invitation to Dr. Borah to share her message. We'd love to hear from you, Dr. Borah. Please come.
Thank you, Anushri.
Yeah.
Dear esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, honored participants, our team, women leaders, friends, and students, I'm delighted to welcome you to our event, Empowering Women, Accelerating Leadership and Economic Inclusion in celebration of International Women's Day. Today, we unite across continents, transcending time zone to champion the cause of women's leadership and economic empowerment. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed panelists, Kira, Appel, joining us from different time zone. Your presence enriches our discussion. Anja, Carron, ma'am, your participation despite the time difference is deeply appreciated. Cynthia, Córdoba, a special note of thanks for joining us at midnight, your time. Your dedication is truly commendable. Their commitment exemplifies the global solidarity in advancing women's role in leadership and economic spheres. My gratitude goes to all stakeholders, Sri Nilesh Trivedi from MSME Government of India, Dr. Prashanta Barman from Guwahati University, Dr. Aruna DevR from Royal Global University, and Alakananda Das ma'am from Wiki and Ecoloom. I also wish to express my profound gratitude to our dedicated team members, Dr. Shakti Misra, Sefali Sangal, Major KHDP Devi, Vandana Teji, Anushri Bhattacharjee, and all other honorable team members. Your unwavering effort has been instrumental in bringing this event in fruition. A sincere thanks to the organization whose support has been invaluable, such as Guwahati University, Royal Global University, MSME, Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, She Business Time, Wiki, Costa Engineering, Swastika The Bliss, Wish Life, The Unicorn People, Sri Ramakrishna Reddy College. Your collaboration underscores the collective endeavor to promote women's leadership and economic inclusion. Together, we can pave the way for more inclusive and equitable future. Once again, I welcome everyone to the event and happy International Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Rumi. That was an excellent piece from you. And you have just mentioned about all the panelists here, the members who have joined us, and the stakeholders' names. Thank you so much. We would like to have everyone here and talk about what they have decided to share with us on this International Women's Day. And let's proceed to the panel discussion now, wherein we are going to discuss about the topic accelerating women's leadership and economic inclusion. So,
Anushri,
as you,
sorry to interrupt.
yes,
Can we take a group photo before the panel starts?
yes, sure.
Can you just request all the participants and panelists to
Please,
open?
I would like to request each and every member present here to come onto the screen on the camera so that a group photograph can be taken. Once we are through, you can just relax. All of us need to be on the camera for this group photograph.
Pritishna Sharma, Aman Deora, Niva Kalita, Upasana Kakati, Jyoti, Leila. Can you just open your cameras? Two more are joining.
Ritishna Sharma, yeah. Shivanshi Pujali has already joined. Pujali, please come onto this camera. Adrijaj. May I request the rest of the members to come onto the camera so that we can take a wonderful screenshot?
Screenshot camera type of screenshot numbers.
Can anyone take the photograph, because people are joining, continuously people are joining. So if anybody from my team can take the screenshot, yes. Is it done, Sefali? Okay. Yeah, Anushri, you can.
I've taken. Okay. So let us just move on to our highlight of the program, that is the panel discussion. Accelerating women's leadership and economic inclusion is the topic, wherein we are going to see how our panelists deal with the recent changes which are coming up into the global arena. And we have panelists which it was mentioned by Rumi, Dr. Rumi Borah recently. And I would like to just reiterate that we have Appel, Anja, Carron, Cynthia, Córdoba with us to discuss about this topic of accelerating women's leadership and economic inclusion. So this is going to be an introduction to the panelists. Let's now move forward to our much anticipated discussion. This conversation will explore the critical role of leadership, skill development, and inclusive policies in driving real change for women across industries on the global arena. I'm honored to introduce our esteemed panelists, each of whom brings a wealth of experience and insights to this discussion. Anja Carroll. She is a globally recognized business strategist, policy advisor, and expert in regenerative economy, circular economy, and ESG investment. With over 25 years of experience across finance, healthcare, renewable energy, and sustainability. She has worked with governments, multinational corporations, and institutional investors to align economic growth with environmental and social responsibility. As the European COO of Inlamo B, and founder of EcoWise Women for Circular Future Advisory, she drives impactful initiatives that empower female entrepreneurs and policymakers to champion regenerative business models worldwide. On behalf of Janitri, I extend my warm welcome to Anja Carron to share a few words about her, to be followed by sharing insights on an interesting and valuable topic suggested by her. Here I welcome Anja. The stage is all yours. Please come and share your thoughts.
Anushri, can you ask other people to mute their speaker?
May I request everyone to please mute your speakers so that we can hear the speaker, the panelist, the best possible way? Can you please mute your speakers, everyone? It's a request from everyone to mute your system. Please make sure that we all are on mute for this session. Hi, Anja, can you please come onto the stage, go onto the spotlight?
So I'm just a few seconds in the spotlight. I think you go on and introduce all the others as well then. So I thank you very much for being here, and especially at this time, and especially after I visited Assam just a couple of days ago for Advantage Assam 2.0, and I witnessed a big change in the landscape of Assam, and I see really amazing chances for especially that area to start a new time into circular future, but as well for women empowerment with amazing projects and possibilities that are coming up. From my global perspective, of course, I'm deep-hearted related to circular economy and regenerative futures. And I see even here a big possibility for women to drive the change of the systems, what is deeply necessary, and become the new leaders with a different mindset to shape this world and to preserve as well the most important resources of this world, as well human resources, for the future generation. I think we should not keep that out of mind. And circular economy is, as far, just allow me the last word. I don't go to my career or something. I think that is already quite well represented by you. We are in the women drive business differently. If they start from the scratch, they always come from the hard position, and from a changing position, they start circular. They directly start businesses circular, and if they have the chance. And that is the big difference, because we are still in a linear industry. 90% of it is still linear. And if women start businesses, they come and prioritize resource efficiency and regeneration and community well-being. And that is a big difference. And therefore, I hope we find the setting and the environment that they come into their real power and support what is close to their heart and what their capacities really are in this new world, what we hope to shape. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anja. You explained so well about how linear economy and circular economy is different and how women fit in better when it comes to circular economy and handling everything from that perspective. It's literally great to know about these amazing insights on what you do in this space of women empowerment. So, Women for Circular Future advisory driving impactful initiatives that you just mentioned, and female entrepreneurs and policymakers to champion regenerative business models worldwide. It makes me even more curious, Anya, when I listen and hear these terms from you, linear and circular economies. I just wanted to have your views on the thought-provoking topic of building inclusive futures, a woman as catalyst for circular economies, you just mentioned. How can women's leadership and entrepreneurship drive the transition from linear to circular economies? And also, would like to know the successful models showcasing their impact in sustainable business practices. If you can shed some light on that, Anya.
Yes, of course I can. Thank you very much. So actually, as I said, women start businesses mostly if women start from the scratch. That is something what is very important to understand. They mostly come from a different perspective. And there are actually 3 key steps women take if they start a business. So first is they keep in mind the health and well-being of the planet and the people. So that is one of the drivers, what they have mostly when they come up. So they prioritize non-toxic, ethical source materials. They try to avoid harmful chemicals. So when they have a business idea, it's all about how to protect the planet, the community, and more safe to come to the what kind of product they can develop that it is really a benefit for the consumer and the planet. So what do they, then the next step, they think differently in about skill development and partnership structures. So then they directly try to partner more and to come to a more collaborative way of doing business together. And that is really the possibility to drive innovation. And that is very circular. And this is actually one of the core principles of the circular economy, what distinguished that from the linear economy, to see people as partners and come on eye level and drive innovation together and know where are the core competences and where's actually as well the core values to drive and not to become corrupt on their own ideas. And that needs, of course, special structures, and then we come to the challenges later. So what I'm saying is something about what is the ideal, and where many people start. I don't say women succeed, but I say they start. And in some countries, they are really related to their communities and to artisanal and tribal knowledge and wisdom. They have access to that. What they are obviously lacking, and they are coming from craftsmanship. I'm not talking now about the industrial perspective. I'm coming to that later. But they bridge actually the gap between tradition and innovation. And they integrate indigenous knowledge into craftsmanship. They are sometimes, hopefully, it depends on the countries and the regions where they are still connected with traditional practices. What is so important today, if you see we are in the shortage of the resources, they are able to translate these practices into innovation if they would have the knowledge about the new technologies and artificial intelligence and the access to education on that point. To drive their business differently. So if you ask me about successful models, it is very difficult to show because we have women in industries, they are skilled, and we have a lot of young women who get skilled and find entrepreneurship development positions in the circular fields. They are new for industries. They are not new, but they are new integrated into the organizational structures. So a lot of women who do, for example, engineering and related to analysis, data management, and who study this, especially you have that in India. I think more and more young women are skilled in these parts. They can access, if they would have, as well, the practical knowledge to translate this into a kind of new entrepreneurial landscape in the companies who are interested in a change. When we come to really circular women-driven businesses and women-driven enterprises, I can tell you there's a dark side in all this. Because I did a big research on it and I couldn't really find pure startup, finally they not compromising circular regenerated driven industry companies driven by women. So they are still in a startup situation, what is very good because they can do it differently. So we have, for example, Maju in India. They are focused on this. They are focused on 100% organic, non-toxic children underwear. And here you can see perfectly the triangle they built. So it's about community development. It's about staying very close to their values, finding new innovation, on driving the on developing resource management differently. And doing advocacy as well on the topic what they want to change. So this is actually a classical model, but of course they are not grow. So they can't grow, they grow to a certain extent. So there's a limit for them to grow because their structure is not built to that, because they are using, of course, raw materials. They have not the structure and they have not the access to the international supply chains, what would bring them on another level. So after a couple of years, all these good startups, they will find a limit in growth, and then they can't change. Of course, you can't start circular and then you change it like a code and you say, oh no, I'm following the linear model because I would like to have the growth like everybody else. That is not possible. And here, of course, then you have Zaha Zero Waste. This is the company from Vilma Rodriguez. She is one of the, if you go pure circular and you come from the waste management idea. She's one of the first women in India who really set up a business, a real business in a purely circular, of course, same triangle again. And still she's still successful, she still grows, but of course she was very, very clever always in building partnerships. She has international experience, she was in different countries, and she's extremely good in team building. So these are then factors that you come to a certain extent of driving a business. And yeah, there are a few more, of course, in the startup scene who have the chance to become the leaders in the future, hopefully, if we solve the challenges they face.
Anushri, you're on mute. Anushri.
That's so interesting to know that, yeah, thank you, that, women have so much of scope to grow into circular economy arena, and they need to gather that kind of skills and support, and they are already very much into ethical practices. They are good at collaborating. They have to be, probably financially sound to come to a level using this circular economy patterns and practices. You mentioned about this Indian lady who is doing pretty well in waste management. That's a wonderful thing. I can see that that's a very good example and model that you shared with us. So can we also know what challenges do women face in accessing resources in general, resources, technology, and decision-making roles? when you come to circular economies. And if you look at the policies and partnership, how can they bridge these gaps? If I can get some insights on this, and our audience can also get some, valuable insights from you.
First of all, I think many of these challenges I will mention, they are not only women related. My partners who are here on the panel, they will go more into these details when we talk about diversity, what we need in all these sectors, and when we talk about really purely women-related difficulties to come to another level in something. So these are really the things to sort out. So I would like to come more a little bit to the diversity, and because many of the challenges, I can say one challenge really what is women related in the field of the circular economies. And you see, you have women diversity and you have a new field what requires a system change in established industries. So this is already a heavy thing, And then you bring women on the page. So, but this is actually where they have to be on the page. So if you're not wake up now, I don't know what should come up where they find their place in to shape systems and to become to come in that role where they have to be. So the limit is actually if they really set up something properly and come to that stage that they find the access to funding. But that is, money is not everything. So you have to do a lot of things before what has to be properly done and properly understood. But at least we are around 3 or 4% of the venture capital on the global level, what is invested in women lead enterprises. And this is really to understand. And now we come to another point. If you go into these 3%, and I did as well research because of the women I'm working with, we check the impact investment sector. There you think, okay, these guys, they should be close to women. There you have a lot of impact investors related to women, but what do they want in the end? Mostly, they are technical driven. So if you come from a product side and you, for example, do an innovation based on plant farming or whatever skincare, and you come from that side and you develop a product where you later in the later stage you come up to biotechnology and nanotechnology development, but in the first stage, in the pre-seed, where you need the money. Well, money to come onto the plate to distribute your products, what you already developed, there you won't find because you can't scale up like this. Why can't you scale? This is what I said before. You can't scale because in these sectors, the women work with artisanal people. They are on handcraft, they are on raw materials, they are on pure materials, and they are very often handcraft based. That means the products will be much more expensive. And then they enter a niche market and not a mass market. Still, impact investment is related to mass markets. So they want growth. It's very funny. They at least should have understood it, but no, not now. And if you can't come with the technology aspect in it, you can forget it. And here we come again to the point of the barriers. The next barrier is the technology and innovation. They have to have access. And, only 25% of women. And that is okay. Let's say a woman. Maybe I don't like these figures. If I'm not really resourcing it properly, but they're in the market. They have access to AI and blockchain-based solutions. So if you see technology as a driver for data analysis, for partnership development, for finding maybe the right spots to develop a new product, for coming in product diversity, they don't know how to do. So it's lacking. I don't say technology should be at the first point, but it should be a driver, and they have not access to the driver, so they never can come to solutions that are maybe more efficient to bridge the gap of the growth and to work out it properly. So mostly women I was working with in the rural areas, they not even have access to infrastructure. Then we have from the internet, and I think my panelists, the panelists here, they will talk about that as well. Of course, if we see industries then they will have limited access to higher positions. And they have as well, and I think you guys will talk about that much better than me, at least they will have the problems of being resilient, driving families, and taking all this into account, what men normally have an infrastructure behind them. They more normally have networks, what works very well. Women still are different. They have many networks, but they are still different in developing the networks properly for their effort and bringing back the effort into the network. That is something what is difficult for them. I don't know why. And on the other hand, they don't have the family backing. So it's still there. If a woman is not making money and wealth creation, she will stand alone. And that is a very important thing as well in the education. So how do you drive your business with a free head? You don't have a stronger man in your back who's backing you, and you can do that. Normally not. But you need, for coming really on a high level, you need a backing. I'm really sure with all my researches I did, I saw always that why women not coming to the next level. And that can be even in the industry, when they have an industry career, that is even worse when they set up a business, because they're not coming with the money home. And then, of course, it's market access, supply chain access, global supply chain access, all what businesses who drive linear and they are still in that structure, they have easier access. So now when we say, but now the positive point is, yes, the supply chain is going to change. The consumer behavior is going to change. Women are going to change that as well, because they bring new aspects as consumers and as well as business developers on the market. And here's the big chance. So the challenges become as well chances if they're right driven, and women understand that. So, but still, one of 5 female lead businesses scales only locally. And you have this local thing, yeah, of course, but then you have to access to global supply chain, as I said. And if you stay only local, we had a lot of businesses like this, and the local community is not developed, the market going to close. You have no market anymore for your business. And then you are hardly, even if climate change is, if they have not the information about climate change, their products will run down. They can't even afford to produce it anymore. Next to a lot of corruptional structures for women in local areas, not coming into their proper property and not coming up to their proper march because of middleman situation. I think that is mostly a little bit the perspective in the startup, in the rural areas, and as well in the industrial perspective, where women faces challenges what are quite related to women.
Absolutely. I think you have said it so rightly that wealth creation in terms of developing business further is very much important, and where women are still to get into that space when they can be an active part of wealth creation. So how can gender inclusive approaches in circular economy initiatives lead to more resilient and equitable communities? And what role do education and skill development play in empowering women in this specific space? That is something I would really like to understand from you, Anna.
First of all, allow me 1 minute or 1 second of this wealth creation, what I really understood of wealth creation. Women invest in their family and in their community first. They're not, if they come to a certain level, they not invest in their own wealth. Means to have money. Young women do it better now. I have some women in Africa, they do it perfectly. So they start buying property, that money can work for them. That gives them personal freedom. So, but if they reinvest everything in their own business, if they reinvest every single euro, dollar, or whatever currency into their family and backing the family, they can't become stable. And that is something that where knowledge to women should be much better shifted, that they understand first of all from this thing from the mindset as well, so they don't take them first. So first you, it's okay, you're not egoistic, you are not whatever. First you, please save it as soon as you have in your business. If you reached a certain level, please invest. That money can as well work for you, something what men very well understand normally. So I'm talking of the older generation here. The younger generation are a completely different topic. So that is very important to come to that point that they can invest and they become self-reliable. And yeah, when you say, okay, well, what does it need? It needs, first of all, of course, it needs directly kind of education, what is very early based. So I think early education, early childhood education is very important, that they are more exposed to understand and to learn freely about resources, about materials. It was in schools before like this, and then they see and they bridge it directly to a knowledge what is related to environment that they can explore it. And then of course it's easier to understand why I learn mathematics, why I learn biology, why I learn about geography, what does it mean? So that they really get the picture in this, but more explorative and a little bit out of the bubble. Because critical thinking is critical thinking and creativity is that what will bring the young people on the next page, as even the woman, there you can talk about everybody besides artificial intelligence, to have a place in their career, because artificial intelligence will change, is a game changer, and you definitely have to find your place in this. And that is for me critical thinking, having the experiences of the ground and being able to connect dots. That is what you learn in early childhood. Later on, of course, you have it is a lot of how to from the point of education and the point of skill development, universities and as well policies building, they have a big point in that, because it's not you find a job because an industry is driving this. We're talking about what is important in the future, and how to build this learning in a cross-sectoral, intergenerational, and international way. And this is actually what has to happen. Artificial intelligence and all the technology infrastructure, what you need to know, is definitely something where universities are already very strong in. So they keep up in this. So include more diversity and include more intersectoral curricula that are even related to field experience, and include the field experience. So here we are again with knowledge management. Knowledge management will be a very important thing. And that can be driven exactly here with the knowledge what you do when you do innovation, when you set up a circular business. You can't imagine, if you're really doing it strictly, how much innovation is in that on every single step when you're not compromising on it. And if you would bridge that knowledge back into a higher education, into the school education, that would be perfect. So, but it's not only for women, that is the diversity aspect. And I think on that level, we hopefully come to one day where we can step out when we are on eye level and we talk about diversity and talk about what is needful for that. But now we are still explaining why women are driving and be the drivers of transition, and how do they get included and how do they find their place. It's very sad that we still have to explain it, why. It's but that's as well a chance.
Yeah, I truly agree with you on these points. You have explained the entire picture in front of us so nicely. So my key takeaways would be from your thoughts and from your insights, like women are contributors to circular and regenerative economies, and they are catalysts for transformation. Also, from resource efficiency to regenerative industries, women leadership is reshaping and shaping a resilient and thriving global economy. your insight on women in driving circular business models, innovation, and sustainable economic growth is truly extraordinary. You just mentioned that how women needs to understand first the whole picture and then get into critical thinking, become more creative, be innovative, and along with the power of AI, understand how this circular economy can bring in so much value to their existence and their way of doing the business. So thank you so much. I really feel grateful to listen to you and today. And thank you very much for being here with us, Anja. And let us look forward to learn more from you on these aspects, wherein you have so much of clarity to give us beautiful insights and so practical. Once we listen to you, we can actually see so many gaps, so much of, gap filling is still needed. Thank you for being here. And I'm now moving on to our next speaker. Thank you so much, Anja. And the next speaker, next panelist is Appel. She has been a leading voice in gender equality policy since 1997, advising multiple ministries within the Danish government. As a chief advisor on international gender equality strategies, she has represented Denmark in negotiations at the UN, EU, OECD, and Nordic Council of Ministers. Her expertise spans areas such as gender-based violence, labor market equality, digital harassment, and climate change. She continues to play a critical and crucial role in shaping gender policies on a global scale. On behalf of Cynthia, I extend my warm welcome to Kira to share a few words about her. This is to be followed by sharing insights on the interesting and valuable topic suggested by her. I welcome you, Kira. The stage is all yours. Please share your thoughts.
Thank you so much. And let me just say to everybody, Happy International Women's Day. It's a great day. It's always the highlight of my year that we can meet up and we can talk about these important issues. So thank you very much to the organizers for gathering us, for providing a platform for all of us to be able to talk, to discuss, and I also look forward to perhaps getting some questions later on in order to really find ways to act and innovatively promote equality around the globe. Yes, I have been working for many, many years with gender equality. It started when I was very young. My grandmother, my mother, my whole family, all the women in my family have always been devoted to gender equality. I have always found that it's a matter of justice and it's a matter of a better world for everyone, not just women, also for men, because gender equality benefits everybody, also men. And I do have a husband and two sons. So I have started at home and I've expanded around the world. So thank you very much for inviting me to this.
Thank you for your quick introduction. And I would like to know so many things from you. To start with, I really would like to just mention that the topic you had suggested was
gender
stereotypes and norms as both barriers and drivers for equality. So my query is primarily around how do deeply ingrained gender stereotypes hinder economic, educational, and leadership opportunities for women and marginalized genders, and what strategies can effectively challenge these biases? If I ask you, Kira.
Thank you very much. Yes, I did propose this subject, And it is not to diminish the importance of laws, because having worked with gender equality for 27 years, I am deeply convinced that we all have to have laws that ensure de jure equality for women as well as men, of course. So yes, first step would always be to have laws that ensure equal rights. But having said that, in my experience living in Denmark, living in the north, where we've worked for over 100 years and we got women's right to vote in 1915, we have realized that we have not achieved gender equality yet, even though we do have all these laws. So what is it that hinders women from becoming leaders or entrepreneurs or participating on an equal footing? And all our studies and all that I've been working with goes back to the fact that there's no gender equality because of gender stereotypes and social norms, and the negative social norms. Positive social norms are nice, but not the negative ones. And of course, bias. And it's unconscious. So what are we actually talking about here? And I'd like to just dig into it a little bit, because sometimes gender stereotypes is perceived or presented as not allowing women to be women and men to be men. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the stereotypes that restrain us, all women and men, from actually living out our potential. So where does it start? It starts already in kindergarten. It starts when you give birth. It starts when you receive your child and you say, "Oh, what a lovely little girl," or "Oh, such a strong little boy." That's exactly the moment when it starts. And it is a global issue. This is not something that is defined into certain cultures. It's based in all cultures. So we see it in kindergarten, in the family, at school, in education and labor market. So it's cultures, it's values, and it's global. It's deeply rooted and very often unconscious. And I think the unconscious bit is what I would like to dive into, because sometimes we say, oh, it's discrimination. Yes, it is discrimination sometimes, but sometimes people are just acting, even women acting towards other women, based on expectations. So we are all pushing in and reproducing the gender stereotypes. So, yes, we do have biology, but there's also something to work on in order to actually allow everybody to do what they want. Let me just give you 2 examples of how it works. I'll cut it short, but we have an example, an experiment, where 2 absolutely similar job applications were sent to some CEOs, and they were asked to evaluate it. One job application had a female name and one a male name. And these 2 absolutely similar job applications were regarded and evaluated totally different according to whether or not they thought it came from a woman or from a man. Because it was for a leadership job, a management job. So it was, of course, promoting yourself. The woman was regarded as aggressive, as blowing her own trumpet, as being too much, and probably not a very good leader. So she didn't get the job. The man, he was hired, and he was set because they thought, oh, he explains very good that he has the ability to lead. We will trust him. He's forward looking. And these different markers of women and men, they are regarded differently. So that's one of the reasons why women don't get the big jobs, the management jobs, because they are regarded differently. And the markers of women are just that they are typically not as a leadership. Second experiment, we go into the music, to an orchestra. And it's just to say how unconscious these biases can be. So there was an audition for musicians, and it was this orchestra couldn't figure out why they only hired male musicians. So they decided to do a blind audition. Good idea. And yes, they got some more women in, but it was still not really 50-50, and they couldn't understand why until they realized that if they asked the women to take off their shoes, so the people in the audition couldn't hear the high heels, then suddenly they would get 50-50. Because hired both women and men, because they realized unconsciously they knew that it was a woman anyhow. So this way we have these unconscious bias, and we have these ideas that women are just for some jobs and men are for different jobs. So it is proven gender stereotypes, norms, and bias prevent women from equal participation and leadership potential. So, all right, we have to act. What are the 2 reasons to act? First of all, of course, we need to allow women to have equal rights, equal opportunities. Also, we have to realize a little bit, like Anja was saying, that it's also but for the benefit of the world, for our societies, for our companies, that women enter into these fields of work. In EU, data proves that the gross national product would increase by 10% if women just worked on equal footing with men. So it's simply a win-win. So let's go ahead. What can we do? I have many years of experience, and I'm just going to mention 3 main areas. First of all, we have to change the mindsets, because it's unconscious and it's something that we have to get out in the open. So first of all, change narratives. Yes, use the media, use educators, teachers, educate the training of the trainees. Parents play a huge role. We have to have role models. We have to have open recruitment processes. We have to use data. We have to make the invisible visible. We have to look at competences, like the blind auditions, and we have to involve men. We have to open the eyes of both women and men as well. And we have to prove the economic benefits to companies for them to realize it pays off. It's the benefits of gender equality. Second of all, we have to look at the educational institutions and the labor market. We have to promote untraditional choices, like Anja was talking about, untraditional choices of education, like the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. We have to get women into the growth sectors. We have to get them in where the decisions are being taken, like in the AI. We have to get more men into caregiving. It has to go both ways. And we have to secure safe working conditions for the women that come into labor situations where they're in a minority, because they might experience sexual harassment, for instance. So we also have to look at the culture of these labor situations. So lastly, we have to look at the family life. In Denmark and in the EU, we have introduced the earmarked parental leave. Why? Yes, because by including men in the responsibilities at home, we can change gender stereotypes. We can change the bias towards hiring a young woman. Not a very good idea for many companies, because they'll think she goes on parental leave, she gets children, it's an expense, it cannot pay off. Let's speak about the elephant in the room. That's how we are perceived. But that should not be the case. If men take more parental leave, they are as unstable in the youth as women are. So let's get the men and to take responsibility at home. Let's ensure daycare institutions. If women cannot go into the labor market and work because they have to take care of the children at home, then they can't do everything we want. All the opportunities could be there, but if they have to stay home, tend for the children, tend for the elderly, then it just doesn't work. So women must share the care with the men. So in conclusion, in that sense, my main message would also be that we have to raise the awareness of the benefits of gender equality. It will also, if we talk about inclusion of men and the benefits of gender equality, what we have realized lately is that there's a growing polarization. There's a growing pushback on women's rights on a global scale. We're seeing it in many countries. We're seeing it online. We're seeing misogyny, hate against women rising. And it was just going well. We were thinking now everybody was believing that gender equality is a good thing. And suddenly we're getting the pushback after the Me Too movement. So we have to talk about what is gender equality, what are the benefits for everyone. Otherwise, the polarization is against us. And we have to talk with young people. That's very, very important. So a lot of young men don't have any close relations. They want to work with us, but if we're stigmatizing them, then we won't. Gender equality has to be something that benefits everybody, and we have to explain that to men as well. We can't push them away. So that would be my initial thoughts. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, I can clearly see that you have painted the whole, topic with a very nice colors, wherein women are more aware these days about their rights, about what they can do, about their potential, how they can be supported to work outside home, not only spending whole life into caregiving or related stuff. You have mentioned it in such a wonderful way that it's more of letting men know about how they can be a part of caregiving and household chores as compared to women. They can also come forth and be a part of it as a whole. And
All are
when
requested to switch up their mic.
when they are
Anushri and Panelists.
around,
Yeah.
please switch off the mic. It's a request from everyone to switch off the mic so that we can have a nice talk among us. Please switch off the mic, everyone. Please switch off the mic. May I request everyone to please switch off the mic?
I have to just switch a meeting room. I'll just
Okay,
one
no
second
problem.
while
Please,
we're waiting
please.
for the microphone to switch on.
Okay.
I'm here. I just have to because there's also some noise here.
Whoever is admin can mute them.
Are you all set, Kira?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay, you are going to the other room now. Okay, no problem.
Rumi, you need to mute Manim. Manim is the one who is on mic.
Yeah, it's my name. No, okay, yeah.
I think she's taking some class and
Okay,
phone
I thought it might be my place that was making a lot of noise. Let me just speak over her. I'll try and speak
Anim,
loud.
you're requested to mute your mic. Anim, are you there? Sefali, Wendy, can you just try to mute them?
I am not getting an option to
Rumi,
mute
you
her.
are the host. Either you make us the host, we will do.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm new to Zoom. That is the thing.
Can we just continue with our session?
Yes,
With
we'll
our
just
Yes, please.
continue and I'll speak out loud.
I just wanted to share that your positive, inputs on gender norms, wherein promoting shared caregiving, responsibilities, and celebrating female leadership are definitely going to be the drivers of equality. And yes, our societies need to encourage this and adopt this kind of setup wherein men are also aware of everything that women in this, during the recent times, how women are coming out of their biased approach and trying to contribute, trying to be more creative, innovative in their approach and become the key part of the economy. So, if I come back to more questions from you, Kira, what role do media, culture, and policy play in reinforcing or dismantling gender norms, and how can they be leveraged to create a more equitable society?
Yes, like I mentioned, it's we have to ensure the laws, of course, but these the bias which are often unconscious, we have to change them. And what we have done is that we have created, for instance, what we call barbershop conferences. At these conferences, we invite only men and CEOs, and taking up the concept of a barber shop where men have a safe space to talk. Because many men also have daughters. They have children and they have daughters. And unconsciously, they are not aware, nobody might be aware of their own bias. And so we have to change these narratives. And like I mentioned with the example of the experiment with these two applications, it is not of ill intent. Sometimes there's discrimination in our society. Sometimes we see direct discrimination. But most of the discrimination, for instance, in Denmark, when we also look at equal pay and the gender pay gap, it is not due to direct discrimination. It's due to the fact that we think that what are women supposed to do? What are men supposed to do? And women are supposed to be the main caregivers in the home. And sometimes I can even speak for myself. When we had our first child, I had to travel and go and negotiate at the UN for 2 weeks. I phoned home every day, and I told my husband what to do. And then a couple of days I weren't able to phone, and then I realized our kids survived. Our child actually survived with my husband at home taking care of my child, and that is something that we have to break down, these expectations, these gendered presumptions of what competences we all of us carry around. I also made a very study in the kindergartens, because we realized that was where we started with these gender expectations. And we studied the way that kindergarten teachers in Denmark would greet the children, how they would place the children, for instance, during lunchtime. Let me give you an example. They placed the boys and girls, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. And I thought, great, they want to integrate girls and boys. When we asked them, the reason behind it was that then they thought the girls can help the boys in maybe cutting some of the food or behave or be a little bit more quiet and be sensible. And we're like, my God, these expectations to girls of taking care of others, of being the ones that make things, organize the things and make help. Those are given, passed on, not because of biology per se, but as part of our upbringing. So for that sense, we thought, but can't boys be caring? Yes. Can't boys also be take care of others, be sensible, not shouting? Shouldn't we rather talk about that as well? So, and that goes all the way up and influence the way we look at that job application. Because a woman who seemingly has written an application where she is promoting herself, saying that she has taken tough decisions, that is regarded as aggressive. While a man does it, it means that he has courage to take the tough decisions. And that means that this culture is determining the room of action for either women or men. And men are not really encouraged to take the care and share the care. And that is a huge loss for men. We have seen in the Nordic countries that due to the earmarked parental leave, more men take parental leave. All men take at least 3-4 months parental leave. That means that they get much closer to their children. And it's actually, here it comes, good for the marriage. Because you're regarded equally. You have respect for the other person's chores at home. And you realize what different chores you can take up. And men are really, really good fathers. So it's also a gift for men. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just a matter of spreading the awareness of how kind and caring they can be, at the same time, how responsible uh, uh, people they can be at home, taking care of household chores at times.
Yeah.
That's so very enlightening.
I know
all men
it's,
should listen to you.
I know, and that's why sometimes when we talk about on a global scale, we talk about gender stereotypes, and that's why I really wanted to take it up here. I met with the fact that people are saying, "Oh, but you don't want women to be women and men to be men." Yes, I do want women. I love being a woman. I'm proud of being a woman, and my husband is proud of being a man. But that shouldn't refrain him from being a great dad, or refrain me from being a great leader. That has got nothing to do with being a woman or a man. It is a gift. Gender equality is a gift for everybody to be able to actually tap in to the areas that culture says is not for men
They
or for
haven't
women.
explored yet. Yeah, they
Yes.
need to explore that bliss of being a good family person.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So here we come to the end of the questions that I wanted to ask you, because you have already captured all the aspects so wonderfully. Can you please tell me one more thing? If you can suggest some model which is working on the gender equality ideas and concept that you shared. Is there any kind of model that you can share with us which is working fine?
Yeah, I think it's important to have the institutional mechanisms to support the opportunities. So having daycare institutions means that women can actually go out to work. So in Denmark, 96% of all children are in daycare. and they come in daycare for when they're 1 year old, which means that women can work. It means that they're economically independent of their husbands, which means that they have money in their own right. So if they want a divorce, they can divorce without being economically dependent. They can also, if there's violence in the family, they can move from the violence because they are not depending on the man or the husband. So it's sort of a circle of possibilities that open up if you do actually go out and have a job. And then let's talk about gender stereotypes in a positive way and as a gift. As Sheryl Sandberg, from CEOs once said, she says, in the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders. I think it says it all. We have to, we have to stop at looking at a person only as a woman or as a man. We have to look at a person as a person who's got lots of competences. And that's the gift that we can give humanity.
Yes, this could have been the best mindset shift to call ourselves persons in place of gender specific. So it can be like leaders, not women or men. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks a lot for sharing such beautiful insights with us, and it's such a delight to have you today here, Kira. You have taken out time from your other commitments as well. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So can we move on to our next panelist, Cynthia Córdoba. Cynthia Córdoba Serrano. Can I have you here on the stage, Cynthia, and just, let me give a quick introduction of you. Cynthia is a Congresswoman in Costa Rica and an advocate for gender equality and environmental policy. With vast experience in Latin America, she has played a significant role in developing the National Circular Economy Strategy and integrating gender perspectives into climate action plans. She has also been instrumental in implementing the OECD roadmap for a circular economy. Cynthia is passionate about inspiring women to take active roles in environmental sustainability and entrepreneurship. On behalf of Janitri, I extend my warm welcome to Cynthia to share a few words about you, to be followed by sharing insights on an interesting and valuable topic suggested by you. So, yeah, the stage is yours. I welcome you, Cynthia. Please come over and share your thoughts.
Thank you very much, Anushri. Yes, it's okay. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. For me, it's a pleasure to stay here. Thank you very much. Well, I have do you say I am currently a congresswoman. I have different situations in my life. I have experience for other women's. For example, I have a subject to political violence by the Costa Rica president in this moment. Is difficult for me, but is my story. Is my story for the another women's. I think it's very important to giving a voice for all the women and show that change and opportunities to have voice is very important for me. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Cynthia. It's wonderful to hear this Spanish English from you. It's such a wonderful blend of Spanish and English. It is becoming a wonderful, accent from you, which I'm interested in hearing more in the session today. So, Cynthia, Is it okay to speak, would you prefer speaking in English or?
Well, I prefer speaking Spanish because it's my languages. But if you want to speaking in English, I have my answers.
Okay.
If you help me, it's very good.
Before
Oh.
interacting with you in Spanish, we need to learn that. So let us go ahead with English then. And yes, the topic you suggested was transformative leadership, women's role in shaping policy and governance. How does the increased participation of women in leadership and governance contribute to more inclusive and effective policy making, particularly in areas like social justice, economic development, and environmental sustainability? Could you please shed some light on this?
Thank you very much for the question. The inclusion of the woman in the leadership and governance has proven to have a positive impact on policy making it more inclusive, equitably, and sustainable. Historically, women have played a crucial role in the advance on social justice, and many have been part of movements advocate for the equity and human rights protection. As leaders, they have championed policies and addressing gender-based violence, protecting vulnerable population, and improve access to education and healthcare. In economic development, women's participation in the decision-making has led to policies that promote equal opportunities in the labor market, reduce the gender pay gap, and increase access to financial resources for the female entrepreneurs. Studies show that countries and business with a great gender diversity in leadership positions tend to perform better economically and enjoy great financial stability. Recording in the environmental sustainability, many women leaders have prioritized policies focused on resource conservation and climatic change mitigation. They often adopt a long-term perspective, considering environmental impacts on the future generations. Around the world, the women have led conservation initiatives and promoted revenue energy, recognizing the interconnected to environmental health, food security, and community well-being. Therefore, increasing women's representation and leadership not only strengthens democracy, because all results is more comprehensive and socially responsible for the public policies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cynthia. I mean, you have explained the whole thing in a very nice way, wherein you say that you appreciate the policy making and leadership initiatives from women, and it becomes more inclusive and sustainable. Championing social justice. This is what you were mentioning, economic equality and environmental conservation, while driving progress across various domains. These are absolutely important, part of women empowerment, wherein if they are supported well, they can come forward and take part in a lot of important initiatives and be more, they can be part of the innovative drive in the economy. So, Cynthia, I would also like to know about women facing obstacles like the systemic barriers that continue to limit representation in political leadership and decision making. Basically, what strategies can be implemented to create a more gender inclusive governance structure? If you can share your thoughts on this.
Thank you. The woman has a systematic barriers for the representation in political decisions. Despite progress in women's political representation and decision-making, structural barriers, one of the main obstacles in the persistence of patriarchal norms, for example, within many countries still promote the idea that the position of the power or traditional male domains. This leads to gender stereotypes, basis of the stereotypes, and lower women in the political leadership. Another significant barriers in the access to the point of support networks. Political campaign requires sustainable financial resource, and many women struggle to security economy or media backing. Additional, the political harassment and gender-based violence discourage women from participation in the leadership roles. Like me, it's incredible political violence about my person. Many failed politicians face personal attacks, creating a hostile environment for the making difficult the decisions for the woman. The overcome this challenge is essential to implement strategies such as gender quotas, with have a proven effective in increasing women's representation in politics. Investing in the mentorship and leadership training programs for women is also crucial, as well as adopting public policies that promote sharing family responsibilities, allowing women to engage in political life without compromising their personal commitments. Moreover, increasing the visibility of the female leadership is fundamental, highlighting successful women in the policy inspires future generations to push leadership roles and normalize women's presence in the decision-making space. Only through comprehensive efforts can we ensure a more equitable and representative government structure. Thank you.
Okay. So these structural barriers, like you just mentioned, that patriarchal norms, lack of funding, and political harassment hinder women's leadership. And also gender quotas. Mentorship programs, training programs can definitely help overcome these challenges, as you just mentioned beautifully. And Cynthia, would you also like to put some light on how do you see women leaders leverage their unique perspectives and leadership styles to drive transformational change in governance? And also, what role do mentorship and network play in strengthening their impact?
Thank you for the question. Women leaders have demonstrated that their leadership style tends to be more inclusive, collaborating, and socially oriented. Unlike more hierarchical models, a leadership Many women prioritize participation, decision making, encourage and dialogue and cooperation between different sectors of society. This approach ensures that politics are more representative and better address the needs of diverse communities. A key on a strange of fame leadership in this is the ability to foster trust and empathy. This plays a crucial role in the building consensus in times of crisis or political polarization. Additionally, women leaders often focus on long-term policies, ensuring that structural changes are sustainable and beneficial for the future generations. Mentorships and support network play a vital role in this process. Many women face additional barriers to access the positions of powers, so having to taking of the leader helps then gain knowledge, conocimiento, expand this influence, and strengthen their confidence. Women's political networks have proven to be an effective mechanism for advance effective gender equality agendas, sharing experience, and promote the next generations of female leaders by leveraging the unique perspectives and leadership styles. Women can drive transformational change in the governments, ensuring that policies are more inclusive, forward-taking, and focus on the collective well-being. Thank you.
Wonderful. So, friends, I can share some of my takeaways from what Cynthia just explained and shared with us. She shared just now that it's truly fabulous to know. I just saw that, the insightful thoughts she shared were truly fabulous. And in the space of women empowerment, contributing, the contribution from women, their increased participation in leadership and environmental sustainability is going to create a lot of difference in the way women have been presenting themselves. Also, her take on systemic barriers that continue to limit women's representation in political leadership and decision making. The strategies she shared can truly be instrumental if implemented to create a more gender inclusive governance structure. So, if you can tell me, Cynthia, any model which is already being, used based on what you just shared, is there anything that we can, see and come to know about?
Well,
you just mentioned.
I have trouble because I don't have that answer, correct answer for this in this moment. But I think it's not a structural model. It's not design the perfect model. But it's important to include in the policies the gender perspective, include las quotas. Please, can you help me? The quote in the different participation for the woman. I think it's important. It has have this space for all the women, because in other if doesn't have this space, we have a troubles. We have a terrible troubles, because security space for the woman has been a possibility to participation in this in policy decisions and in political and technical decision. For me, it's very important to take this line for the woman. And thank you very much.
You're welcome. And as you just mentioned, that women leaders prioritize inclusivity, empathy, and long-term policies, fostering trust and collaboration while addressing diverse community needs. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Cynthia. And I'm now moving on to the Q&A session from audience if they would like to know something about the topics that our panelists just discussed here.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Among the audience, if somebody wants to ask anything from our audience, from our panelists, please come up and just share your queries and if you are curious about something.
Anushri, I think we can move to the next session.
We can move to the next one now. And thank you, Rumi, for reminding me. And now we can see that we have our stakeholders from various background, from corporates, representatives from universities, and government will share their perspectives on integrating gender equality and sustainability in business and education. So I would like to invite Shri Nilesh Trivedi. Nilesh Trivedi is the Assistant Director at MSME DevR Indore, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, an expert in entrepreneurial development, innovation, exports, and MSME schemes. He has guided countless entrepreneurs in setting up businesses, conducted 1,500 plus training sessions, and delivered lectures in 150 plus webinars. His contributions extend to academic institutions and industry associations like CII, FIO, and APTA, where he has played a key role in implementing MSME policies and initiatives. May I call upon Mr. Nilesh to please come onto the center stage and share your insights and valuable information.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Anushri. My department, Government of India, Ministry of, whether I am fully audible?
Yes, completely.
Thank you. My department, Government of India, Ministry of MSME. Presently, I am posted in MSME Development and Facilitation Office, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Government of India has many schemes, and if we consider the number of schemes, so around 70 schemes is run by Government of India for women entrepreneurs. And out of these 70 schemes, 60% contribution is by my Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And if we consider what is the economic contribution of the woman entrepreneur in India, then it is around 17%. And our 6 crore micro, small, medium registered entrepreneur prices, out of these 6 crore, around 20% contribution for women entrepreneurs. Women entrepreneurs has a different set of requirements from a normal entrepreneur because of cultural reason and various culture related of India. The woman entrepreneur first need capacity building, skill upgradation, innovation. Then she should form a good team, and after that she should select a proper product for their growth and development of their MSME unit. And after this, she need most important support, that is financial support. So Government of India has many schemes exclusively and some schemes of Government of India in which extra subsidy, incentive, concessions and subsidies has been provided by state government and Government of India. Around 433 schemes of state government across 28 states are supported for women entrepreneurs. Among the prominent women entrepreneur scheme is our Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. This is a huge success program in which we will provide rupees 20 lakhs and 50 lakhs funding for micro, small manufacturing and service enterprises. And our flagship Government of India's other scheme is Mudra Yojana. Mudra Yojana is very important because as of now, around 32 lakh crore rupees has been disbursed by Government of India. And out of these 32 lakh crore, 52 crore units are beneficiaries are in number. And out of these 52 crore, 68% contribution in Mudra Yojana of women entrepreneurs. So Government of India has a very huge program for women entrepreneurs in respect of Mudra Yojana, in which we will provide support of rupees 50,000, 5 lakhs and 10 lakhs. Through this amount, a woman entrepreneur can set up any unit, either trading, manufacturing or service. And for exclusively women entrepreneurs, there is a scheme, Stand Up India, in which around 1 crore, 10 lakhs to 1 crore funding is given by Government of India. And important thing is, it is 90% collateral free. The guarantee of woman entrepreneur is taken by Government of India. It means if you take a loan of rupees 1 crore, then rupees 90 lakhs guarantee by Government of India. So this is a very good push by Government of India for women entrepreneurship. And apart from this women entrepreneurship, this is there is a scheme, namely Prime Minister Formalization of Micro Enterprises. This is mainly useful for food processing units. So this is other many schemes are running in Government of India for the benefit, for the development and promotion of MSME. Our department has a marketing assistance scheme in which women entrepreneur participate in domestic exhibition. Then we will reimburse of rupees 1,50,000 for metro region and rupees 80,000 for non-metro region. Through this platform, women entrepreneurs get orders, linkages, and their B2B meetings. And we are organizing many programs related to sustainability, green energy, raising and accelerating MSME performance. So there is a lot of scope for women entrepreneurs, and in India and government, both, whether it is state or central, both are supporting women entrepreneurs. And now women entrepreneurs are growing, and we think we should organize the main thing, the awareness among the entrepreneurs, particularly women entrepreneurs, because lack of knowledge, proper documentation, access to finance, access to technology, latest technology updates, visit to exhibitions, government procurement support. We have our 25% public procurement policy, in which 3% reservation for women-owned enterprises. So this is also a good thing for women entrepreneurs to take part, to supply their products and services to government department, particularly central government. So this all is from my side. If anyone can have question, can ask.
Thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing such insightful details about how government is helping women entrepreneurs these days. And it's really important to know the basics of getting that kind of financial support, and on what basis women can approach government organizations like MSME and get that kind of support which they need to in order to come up onto the economic scenario, economic development scenario. So the floor is open for any kind of queries. If anyone have, please come up and share your queries.
Hello, Nilesh sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine, madam.
Sir, so I think today our honorable guests have spoken a lot about women-led economies, women-led businesses, and the challenges that women-led businesses face. Considering if we, and what Anja was actually trying to talk about, that, we try to, when it comes to women, women are more driven for a cause. Like, in case, like I'm giving my example. I started my business because I wanted to give back to the women from my society, that they can work despite being at home. Okay. Now, when it comes to this, this emotion, we have this emotion and the feeling at the very center of it. Okay. Now, what I see when I am in a metro city like Delhi, okay, the kind of initiative that the government is taking through Niti Aayog, okay, there are a lot of opportunities to learn, to train, to grow these women entrepreneurs that are happening on a real-time basis, okay. And, as very, very clearly one, our other, speakers also mentioned that money is one thing, drive is one thing, okay. Money we can have, but what we need is direction and guidance, okay. And we coming from tier 2 cities, okay, we want to understand what are the opportunities and the support that the government is providing us. Support, like, Niti Aayog, sir, what is the kind of support that the state governments are providing? If you can highlight with regards to direction.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. This question from my side.
Yes, sir, for you, sir,
Okay.
specifically.
Okay. At present, I am in Madhya Pradesh.
Yes,
In Madhya Pradesh, there is a scheme in which we are giving extra industrial development subsidy for 2% for women-owned enterprises. If total subsidy is 48, then we are giving 50%. State government is giving 50% subsidy. That is the maximum loan amount, the maximum subsidy amount is 4 crore. That is, if total project is 10 crore, then 4 crore is given in the form of subsidy. So 2% is extra subsidy by state government. And in our state government, this Madhya Pradesh state government has many preferable policies for women entrepreneurs, because in land and in financial, someone is, they are supporting.
I think someone's mic is on. Can please can everyone make sure that they don't have their mics on? Non-speakers, please switch your.
Sorry, sir. Sir, that's a brilliant point and support that you have mentioned about. What my need is right now is not just monetary. And even if the monetary support is there, it's majorly for product-run businesses. What about service-run businesses?
Madam, I am coming to that point only. Service for service enterprise, whether it is trading or service, we are giving, state government is giving loan of rupees 25 lakhs, in which 3% interest subvention. Loan is duration of 7 years. And furthermore, there is IT and startup policies also in state government, in which subsidized rates of land, incentives and subsidy to service enterprise also. Because Indore is now becoming a very good point of IT regions.
Correct, sir. So what is the pressure that we are putting on the bigger organization that they, and make sure that they are employing women-run businesses, and they're also giving preferences to, businesses which are, run by entrepreneurs like us? Are there any compulsion? Because government is putting a lot of compulsion on a lot of other things. So I wanted to
Not,
know about this.
it is not required any compulsion because some sectors need only women, like ready-made garments, like gems and jewelry, like your BPO, KPOs, and toys, leather, handicraft, handloom. These all are woman-led and woman in which maximum woman entrepreneurs and woman artisans are working. Because creativity is given by God. It is the basic nature of woman, which is given by God in the form of gift.
Okay, sir. That would be all from my side.
That's wonderful. I thank Mr. Nilesh and Vandana to take up this wonderful discussion. Is there anyone else who wants to come forward and ask something from Mr. Nilesh? Or probably we can move on to the next part of our program, and that is I would like to have Dr. Prashanta Barman from Guwahati University, a renowned academician, and he will shed light.
Madam Anushri, I would like to mention one thing more.
Yes,
in my
please.
chamber, one woman entrepreneur is waiting for me for my consultation.
Okay.
She is.
Okay. Hello.
Good afternoon. It would be a great time, sir. I really need some information, and he was talking about food processing units only. I'm here to have that information only.
Okay, wonderful. That's great. Very nice, sir. I mean, it's a great privilege to have you here with us, and I know that you have other commitments as well.
Yes,
and it's a wonderful meeting you today here. Great meeting, and look forward to
Rumi.
see you again.
Thank you, Rumi, for inviting me. Bye bye. Good luck.
Bye, Mr. Nilesh. Thank you, Rumi, for inviting Mr. Nilesh. And
thank you, sir.
That's wonderful. So can we have Dr. Prashanta Barman from Guwahati University? He's a renowned academician. He will shed some light on the role of education in empowering women and fostering gender inclusivity in academia and beyond. May I have you on the center stage, Dr. Prashanta?
Namaste. Thank you so much, Anushri, and a very good afternoon to you all. So I'm Dr. Prashanta Barman, and I'm from Guwahati University. I work here as a deputy registrar. I look after the administration. And as you know, Guwahati University is the oldest university in the Northeast region. So established back in 1948. So anyway, I'm really thankful to be here as a family member, I can say, along with all of you. So nice of you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to at least speak a few words from my side. So as basically the topic this time, it's accelerating women's leadership and economic inclusion. So I'll be discussing in an academic perspective, what are the role that the university should play so that we can enhance the participation of women in suppose economic affairs and so on. So as we celebrate the strength, then resilience and achievement of women across the globe, it's the perfect moment to reflect on how we can further accelerate women's leadership and economic inclusion. So this is not just a discussion about gender equality. It's about creating a future where women's contribution drive economic growth, then innovation and social progress. So education has, of course, it's always been the most powerful tools for a change. At Guwahati University, we strongly believe that an inclusive academic environment is the foundation for women's leadership and economic participation. So as all of us know, the All India Survey on Higher Education data shows that women's enrollment ratio in higher education is almost as per 2021-22, it's almost 28.5% for women. And in comparison to men, it's 28.4. We can say it's almost the same, and rather we can say it's a higher. The women enrollment ratio is higher in like higher education in comparison to the male. But while education is the first step, but the economic inclusion is the real measure of progress. So as like our previous speakers, then we were discussing about the Niti Aayog, but as per Niti Aayog data, only 14% of Indian businesses are led by women. So definitely like there is a disparity. So as such, we must ask ourselves, like, are we providing enough opportunities for educated women to rise as a leader? So that is the main point of concern. It's a practical thing. So in like these situations, the university has a role to bridge this gap. Like we can play a role by like integrating the financial literacy. The most important thing, what I believe, is the financial literacy and entrepreneurship training into the curriculum. We can include all those things in our curriculum, which is very important, because like there are like a situation, say we are teaching the students about the complex mathematics, complex scientific theories, but sometimes we feel that like the students, they don't even know how to write a biodata, a proper biodata. So all those things, like it's our duty to teach them the practical aspects we have to consider. So what I feel is the financial literacy is very important. Then like we can start up setting up some startup programs so that we can encourage the women-led businesses. Then like we can have a collaboration between like academia and corporates. We can definitely have that. And like we can have a mentorship programs, like linking the female students with industry leaders, etc. So here in our Guwahati University, so like definitely you'll be happy to know that like our last year, the data shows in the postgraduate program, 63% female enrollment in postgraduate programs. Like in comparison to male, we have 63% female students in our master's program. So that is really an encouraging things. And like if we see the trend for last 5-6 years, this trend has been like increasing. So now it's like, as per our latest data, 63% of the students are female students. Then like we have here in our Guwahati University, we are promoting gender diversity in decision-making bodies. Like we have executive council, we have academic council, we have the Guwahati University court. So like the contribution and the members, we always maintain that gender diversity in decision-making bodies. So whenever there is a big decision like the university is taking, we always involve, like irrespective of the gender, like we involve everyone, and the participation is equal participation. Then like leadership development programs, we encourage women's in governance and policy making. Then like equal access to education and opportunities. So here in our Guwahati University, definitely like we are really trying, and we are really implementing the gender diversity in everywhere. But now, as we move forward, so let us recognize that empowering women is not just about individual success. It's about national and global progress. When women lead, they drive economic growth, they uplift communities, and shape a more inclusive future. Okay, so to our students, suppose I just want to say one thing, like students are the future leaders, they are the innovators, and they are the change makers. So let us build a world where gender is not a barrier, but a strength. Together we can lead this country, or maybe lead this nation to a height. Okay, not alone, but like we together. So let us commit ourselves to accelerating women's leadership and ensuring the true economic inclusion, not just in word but in action. Okay, thank you so much, and wishing you all a happy International Women's Day once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day, and with your insightful thoughts on this day on the platform of Janitri are very, very well taken. And you have mentioned it so nicely that the woman power has to be come into the center, and should be taken as a community development and not as an individual development. Thank you so much, Dr. Prashanta. And now moving on to Dr. Aruna DevR Roy, DevR Roy, Royal Global University. May I have you, Dr. Aruna DevR Roy, please come and share your insights on the topic where we are keen on knowing how women are doing.
First of all, happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day. Please, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, happy Women's Day to all the women who are present in the virtual mode today. So, how can we contribute from the education sector in the upliftment, in the betterment of the society? There's a saying which says that, when we, and there's a proverb which says that when we educate a woman, we actually educate a society. So I really believe in that, and I see that this quote or this proverb, it holds very true. In today's world, we see that women are managing home, women are managing their work, their family, and things are working in a very good direction. In the past years, we have not seen so much of women coming forward and contributing to the society, but now we see that the scenario has changed and women are balancing things very nicely. The work-life balance that we make, that is marvelous. Now, talking about the contribution of women in the education sector, what we can do is that we have to chalk out comprehensive plans of increasing women leadership in various areas, be it in the STEM subjects, be it in science and technology, be it in the business area. We have to see that we are having more of women in the middle and the upper level of management, which will help to develop a leadership role. And more women will be encouraged to take up the challenging role of leading the nation, leading the companies, and contributing maximum to the society. There can be other areas as well, empowering women with the entrepreneurship education, because entrepreneurship is the only area which can make women powerful. We have seen Teji ma'am speaking now. So it's a very powerful tool which can enhance women's participation, guide, support women, and they will be in a much more content way. They'll be contributing towards the growth of the society. Apart from vocational training, opening up vocational training centers and stressing on the scholarship programs, especially for the women, women researchers, female researchers, organizing gender sensitive curriculum. Apart from all these things, if we are able to club these things with technology related areas, we will be in a position to get more of women coming up front and taking up the challenges and performing at par with the male counterparts, performing rather better, because the natural quality that a woman possesses is that of the nurturing quality, the love and the care, the affection that she has naturally been bestowed on her, that can club with this kind of challenging role, and she can perform much better than her other counterparts. Apart from the other things, I would also like to mention about the safety aspect of women. safety aspect is a very, very important area which should be taken care of. And as per government's norm, universities and colleges, they're having, sexual harassment cells, they're having anti-harassment policies, etc., being implemented, then legal aid clinics being opened up. So this kind of initiatives are, very well taken, and this kind of initiatives have been working very good, and this has also been successfully, implemented to pull more of women folks in the education sector. As per the data given by Prashanta sir, we see that the number of female candidates are more in the PG program in Guwahati University, one of the oldest universities, my alma mater again. So this kind of data and statistics very well speak of women participation in multiple areas, talking about the leadership role in which the women can play. That is also marvelous. And another thing that we can take care of is concentrating on women networking group. In this connection, our Janitri is performing very good. We do, witness networking programs organized by Rumi ma'am. So this kind of programs is another, area where women can very well, take the advantage of. This kind of programs are, very much well accepted, and they give us multiple scope to showcase the talent, showcase the quality and the ability that women possesses. So that's all from my side. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Aruna. Some guests came in. I just had to ask them to sit outside. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us as to how women can be brought into the mainstream and become more economically sound in whatever they are doing and their interests area, and understanding how they can be more stronger part of the economy. And now I'm moving on to the team messages that are awaited from our esteemed members of Janitri who are present here. Dr. Shakti Mishra, would you like to share your message with us?
Thank you so much, Anushri. And I don't think anything is left, right? I mean, the event was really, is going very fantastic, and we can see a lot of global leaders with us. Thank you to all the leaders who had joined us, all the women, leaders who have scheduled this time, and they were able to share some of their thoughts and ideas about this special event that is Women's Day. And being a part of this organization, I can say that it helps in creating an impact in the society, right? Where our vision is to empower women and join hands to bring out more voices for inclusion. Because the prospectus itself gives us the opportunity to contribute in the economic growth and thriving for global impact. Why? For a better women-led environment. Okay, so the theme this year itself talks about a lot for highlighting the global commitment to recognize women's achievement and addressing the ongoing challenges about the gender parity. So it's like women in leadership. What does it mean to all of us? It means like about breaking the barriers, like challenging the norms, fostering inclusive environment where women can thrive. Okay, so when we all are talking about all this women-led environment, then we need to think that how can we do that? How can we include these things in our present system, right? That is the most important thing. And the way like encouraging each and every woman in decision-making positions across, like in politics or business and communities, in bridging the gender, pay gap, like supporting women entrepreneurs and ensuring a financial inclusion, okay, and investing in mentorship, STEM careers, and vocational training for women, And of course, we can also go for supporting women-led, small startup businesses through funding and networking opportunities, where of course our other leaders have also told about us that how women can avail the opportunities through the government as well. And of course, appreciating and rewarding the exceptionally well-deserved women on the forum for their achievements. And that is what we Janitrians are, here to, appreciate and to welcome all the women across the globe who are doing fantastic in their field. So I myself, being a health professional, what I believe that, women in healthcare sector also contribute a lot. Like they have a power to generate a healing, process where they can overcome any kind of hurdles that come across. And of course, if women, they think that they want to do, they will do it, and they can take any level or any platform to a higher level, right? We can see all the leaders out here together. We have, we are meeting under this platform where we are discussing. We want to move ahead, and we want to move ahead together. And that is the main vision of Janitri, where we can talk, we can share, and we can come across with new ideas and new avenues where we will never be limited to only one area. Women are not limited, right? We have a lot of ideas, we have a lot of things. We just need to showcase that, right? Like our men. If we all think like that, if everyone in the boardroom, they come across and they think that, okay, we all are here, we are sharing, we will do it, and we can do it, and we have done it, right, together. So that is what is important. And I think many of our leaders, they have told that it should start from the education system, it should start from the childhood, right? Yes, it should be started. It should be started from the home, from the school, from the education system, right? Everywhere. And in the healthcare sector also, where I also feel that whenever we come across any patient or any case, we just try to find a way in which we can heal the client from within, right? We think that we can, and we try to do it, and we try to heal the person from within, right? So it's actually it's a blessing for me to be a part of this organization. I believe all our team members are doing a great effort. Thanks to Rumi ma'am, thanks to every one of us, and who are contributing, who are trying to excel in their field. And definitely this event has become a great success, I can say. So that's it from my end. Over to you, Anushri ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shakti, Dr. Shakti, for sharing your wonderful insights. Such a high energy. I really loved listening to what you had to share. Thank you so much. And now I'm moving to Shefali Sengal. Please come over and share your valuable insights with all of us. May I have Shefali Sengal with us?
Sefali is not there actually. She left 4 o'clock. So we can move.
Oh, okay, no problem. Do we have Vanna Teji, who's another superstar of Janatri? Please come over and share your views and insights.
Superstar of Janitri. Thank you so much. You are the biggest star. But then I think, yes, I think the need of the hour is to celebrate each other. But where my heart breaks is that why do we leave it at celebrating each other? Why don't we hold each other's hand until the end? You see, there are so many businesses which are starting on a everyday basis. Okay. But look at the Niti Aayog data, which was just now told. India continues to bleed. We need more entrepreneurs because the job opportunities are not increasing. Let me just tell it to you on your face. Because our population is skyrocketing. Okay. So now the need of the hour is to come up with your own enterprises. While I'm really happy that we all women are so strong on the softer aspects, we are all struggling to balance everything. And I keep telling every Women's Day, if I see one more picture with 1,000 hands and one baby and one laptop, if I actually see, I'm actually going to break down. because I'm not that woman. I don't want to be that woman. I want to be the woman who just sits in the boardrooms and sign papers. That's it. That is what I've decided for myself. And it is high time that we as women first respect ourselves. Please, we are all humans. We are not superhumans. Please do not godify us. We are no gods, no, we are not no devis avatars. So the need of the hour is first respect yourself. Put a goal, communicate that goal to everybody. It doesn't matter. It might hurt feelings today, but it is going to save you tomorrow. One of our eminent speakers did mention about work-life balance. Trust your partners. They are equal humans, okay? They're equal humans. The child belongs to them also. I was once reading this quote which said, for once, don't do anything. Let the ship sink. What will happen? Let's watch and wait and watch. And it really hit me hard. Let's wait and watch what will happen. Is the world collapsing? No, it is not. Okay, one day we all underperformed. And that is okay. Doesn't it happen in the corporate world also? Similarly, when you are doing an entrepreneurial venture, okay, the need of the economy is to have more and more women entrepreneurs, because we are an equal representation in the entire population. If we do not decide to lead from the front, we will continue to bleed and cry in our own silos. And all people can do is take pity on us. But pity is not going to change you or change your life. So you better take control, take action. That's it.
That's quite a power-packed sharing from you on this occasion of International Women's Day, wherein you have, expressed in such a profound manner that taking action and focusing on our goals is very important.
Yes. You're on mute. Anushri, you're on mute. Yeah. Okay.
Some emergency, please allow me 5 minutes to go and come back.
Yes. Please take your time. Yeah. So I will rotate the ball since Anushri is in an emergency. And this is how it has to be, because we are one team. And I think who is up next? Chandana Badole, can you speak for, share your thought process with us? You're on mute, ma'am. Chandana, ma'am.
Yes. Good afternoon to all the panel members and all the speakers and all the people present here. And today I am very happy to share my thoughts with you. And already all the previous speakers share their thoughts, and the global leaders also sharing everything, which it is very interesting, and many more things to learn today in this platform. Yes, wish you all a very happy International Women's Day. So International Women's Day honors women's achievements, raises awareness about gender equality, and promotes women's empowerment. Here we can say equal rights, equal opportunities, equal future, and strength, resilience, and grace, celebrating women everywhere. We women in the world rise together, women supporting women and celebrate women's achievement. So happy International Women's Day to you, all the beautiful ladies who are from the outside India. So Anja, Carron, and Katia Córdoba, Kira Appel. Really, I'm very thankful to them because they are sharing their experiences in this regard. And already knows that everybody knows that our previous speakers has shared their experiences so nicely, and so I'm very grateful to them also, and thank you so much to be here with you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Chandra ma'am.
Yeah.
I think you, in your most polite way, said the most important thing that we can learn at any point from anyone, and learning must not stop.
But this is a very inspiring discussions on women's leadership also. So women are taking the leadership in every corner of the world, and they are just contributing some in economic development to the society. Yes. So it is very happy that the role of financial inclusion in driving women's economic empowerment is very important. So female leaders and financial inclusion is the main theme of discussion today I have seen here. Yes.
Definitely, financial inclusion. There's
Yes.
nothing more important than that. I know
Yes.
I know women who have been working for 20 years, but they do not have the right on their own salaries.
Yes.
So that's the unfortunate picture.
So nowadays many financial institutions are here. So those women who wants to contribute in the business and all, they can take the opportunities from the financial institutions like bank and the government. Yeah. So Mr. Trivedi sir just explained everything so nicely.
Indeed.
Yes. So it is a very good discussion today. Already we know it from here. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Chandra ma'am. And Anushri, over to you.
Thank you, Chanda, ma'am. You have been a good sport for us. You just spoken about certain important aspects. And thank you, Teji, for helping me. And here we come towards the end of the meeting. And as we come to the close of today's event, I want to take a moment to reflect on the powerful discussions we've had and the incredible insights shared. I feel privileged to partner with Dr. Rumi Borah on this platform of January 3, and our discussion on accelerating women's leadership and economic inclusion has been one of its kind. It was a great success for all of us to listen to such brilliant speakers and learning from them so many things. Let's remember that true progress happens when we move from conversation to action, as Teji, Vanya Teji just mentioned. She is literally Tej. Studies show that companies with more women in leadership positions are 21% more likely to outperform their competitors, and closing gender gap in economic participation could add $28 trillion to global GDP by 2025. This is what the insights from Source McKinsey Global Institute is. And empowering women in leadership and economic spaces is not just a goal, it's a necessity for sustainable growth and a more equitable future. Otherwise, it is not going to help us as a community and as a global family. Let's commit to breaking barriers, fostering opportunities, and championing inclusion. Because when women rise, economies rise, right? We all believe in this. So as we part ways today, let's carry this energy forward. Let's challenge outdated structures, open doors for others, and ensure that leadership and opportunities are truly inclusive. Because when women rise, the world rises with them. And here, my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed panelists, speakers, partners, and attendees for making this discussion so meaningful. And a special thanks to Janitri and the KRB Foundation for their unwavering commitment to this cause. This is just a beginning. The journey toward equity, leadership, and inclusion continues. Thank you once again to all our esteemed guests, partners, and attendees. Your support and engagement makes this event like this very impactful. Let us continue the dialogue, create meaningful collaborations, and take actionable steps towards a future where women's leadership and economic inclusion thrive. Wishing all of you a wonderful day ahead. Happy International Women's Day. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Rumi, over to you.
Let's take a photograph, group photograph now. Because we are not complete without a group photograph, right? Rabi Mankalji, can you just open your video? Prashanta sir, Neha, Rabi Makkar sir, Neha. Okay, let's take this way.
Hello, team. I'm so sorry. Actually, my little one is not keeping well today.
Okay. Okay, it's done. So happy International Women's Day to all of you. Thank you so much for being here with us and contributing.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for organizing this, and thank you for making this a
Thank
success.
you, everybody.
Thank you, Thomas.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.